Welcome to Review-O-Meter! I'm your host, Peter. Thank you for listening in to this podcast where we watch 4 random titles and rank them within one random theme. This month, our theme is Halloween on Disney+. Today, we are joined by a few friends. We have Kevin.
Hi.
Kevin's one of our co-hosts, by the way. We have Jacob.
Heyo.
And lastly, we have Kyra.
Yellow.
As you notice, we have kind of a few of our regulars missing, but the show must go on. How are you guys doing today? Are you excited to celebrate the Halloween season?
I'm big chillin'. I'm starting to like the spooky season. I used to not like it, but I'm open to it more than I used to be. So that's a step in the right direction.
Well, to be fair, we're not reviewing any horror films in particular. These are specifically the collection that Disney Plus has provided within their Halloween collection. So I was able to place all those titles into a shuffler, with adding a couple extra ones, such as Coco and the Book of Life that they didn't include. I don't know, they might have included it for this year. I'm actually going based off of last year's collection. What are you guys hoping that we might end up watching? Jacob, what do you think?
Personally, I'm all about Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge. That stuff is spooky. I don't know what you're saying, Peter.
No, I love Halloween Town. Oh, you're talking about, well, yeah, okay. It is spooky.
For
Got
me,
it.
Calabar's
Thriller,
Revenge,
thriller.
that
Yeah.
never ended. They were always stuck in that one spot.
What about you, Kevin?
I'm looking forward to the Disney Channel Halloween specials actually. So the Sweet Life. If only Phil of the Future was on Disney Plus, I would love to see that one again specifically.
It is on Disney Plus.
Wait, it
and-
is?
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
wait, did I not include that in the shuffler?
You included Livin' Maddie, which I
That's in
would
the okay. So for Disney Channel series, I might have to point this out, guys. There are a few options for television shows, along with DComs, along with actual theatrical releases of Halloween movies. So to make things a little bit less complicated, I stacked all of the Disney Channel shows. Well, actually, no, I split them in half, while also stacking on top of that. So, for example, I have older Disney Channel or classic Disney Channel Halloween specials that include That's So Raven, Even Stevens, Sweet Life of. Did I just say that? That's So
Not on
Sweet
here.
Life of How. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. All of those genres, more of our personal childhoods. And then we have the newer Disney Channel Halloween specials that have. I'm reading off the list now: Ant Farm, Lab Rats, Jessie, Casey Undercover, Livin' Maddie, Girl Meets World. But did I not include Phil of the Future?
Yeah, I'm hurt. That one cracked me up, dude.
I already remember it. That's the one where the freaky girl is a cyborg or something, right? That's what they learned?
Yeah. It was
The
it was
girl
a
that
trippy
works
thing.
at Animal Kingdom now that we talked about in the last show.
Sure. I wasn't here for the last show, so.
Yeah, neither was I. This is new
Oh,
to
oops.
me.
Yeah.
Wait.
Wow.
Do they have Even Stevens on Disney Plus?
Oh, that was a good
Yeah.
one.
Bro, okay. We could also watch
Yeah.
their one Halloween special.
Doesn't did that one.
You have
Now
to
I
add
have
everything.
to- oh, give me one moment, guys.
Oh my God.
Add more. That's true.
Anyways,
Moving on.
speaking of spooky, there is a spooky show on Netflix that we could have ended up watching.
Nope.
I think you
Nope,
know where we're
don't
going with
say
this.
it.
I think you know. Jacob,
Don't say it.
we have a
Don't say it.
celebrity guest here.
Peter, don't do this.
Do it.
He wants me to
Wait,
do it.
wait,
I
wait.
have to do it. We have Jacob from Stranger Things Season 3. I keep forgetting which episode and what the time card is, but it's that guy.
Season 3, Episode 7, 43 minutes in.
Some of you also will remember him as the guy who picked jujitsu.
Hey.
Thanks
you know
for
you
that.
love me. Hey, you're welcome. Gotta keep stuff fresh up in here.
Okay. It has now come to that time for us to activate the Review-O-Meter Shuffler and see which title we will be reviewing.
Let's get a break.
And it broke again. Typical. Oh my god. Caesar. Oh, that's a shame. Caesar's not here. Kevin. his co-host.
Unfortunately, I think Caesar is the only one that knows how to fix it. But luckily, he left instructions right here. So, there we go. There you go. It's fixed.
Thank you. Woo. And the winner is
Bride of Boogedy?
Bride of Boogedy. Something from 1987.
Christ!
Oh man, what is this?
What is that hair?
Is this the Bride of Frankenstein in a way?
Hey, it's me.
The sequel. Oh, it's a sequel. Maybe we should watch
It's
the
a
first one
sequel.
first.
Oh no. Ooh,
Oh,
this is a
no.
first for us, isn't it?
Oh, this is
Having to
like-
jump into a sequel.
This
Oh,
is like the Bride of Frankenstein Lives.
Yeah, I mean, if it's just Bride of Frankenstein, then I guess we can go in with context. So the description reads, a sequel to Mr. Boogedy, a movie we have not seen. It continues the story of the Davis family and the evil spirit that has and the evil spirit that visits it. The ghost returns and puts the father under his spell. Okay.
question. Can you pull up the description of Mr. Boogedy?
That's what
Oh,
I'm doing right
good,
now.
good idea,
So we,
good idea.
So we can see, get an idea of what this actually entails.
This looks creepy.
Oh, God, that one looks.
The Davis family don't get much time to enjoy their new house before a grave warning from a local historian urges them to beware of the ghost of Mr. Boogedy. Okay.
Imagine buying a house and then like a historian, not even like the realtor or like the inspector, being like, "Yeah, there's a ghost in here."
It's bad for sales, that's why they don't do it, Kevin. But I completely understand your point, sir.
Yeah, imagine buying a house and learning that the previous owners died in a car accident, that the car fell off a bridge and now they're living in the attic.
Hey, that's
sounds familiar.
Beetlejuice.
There you
Wait
go.
a minute.
I only know because I never finished the movie, but I have to. That's what should be on, even though it's not a Disney Plus movie. That would be a fun movie.
Yeah,
It would
Peter.
be. I've been kind of more committed to doing Disney Plus. I feel like it's a service that most of us have.
He's
That's
trying to stay
fair.
family friendly for ads.
Well, no, because we have been swearing in these.
True. Also, I'm
Yeah.
reading the letterbox reviews for Mr. Boogedy. So there's 3 reviews that are very popular. The first one is the only thing worth watching on Disney Plus. The second one, I remembered liking this as a kid. It's shit, and I was a dumbass kid. Wait for it, wait for it. Here's the last review. Mr. Boogedy is a little freak. That's for damn sure.
Oh,
Just the spectrum of this quintessential film.
I like how it starts from going, "Yeah, it's you gotta watch it," to, "Yeah, I was a stupid ass kid." Oh man.
I don't know what we're in for. This really could be just so stupid. But you know what? If that provides good content, then whatever. I don't think we're going to get much clicks on this one, though.
I mean, this movie could be some hot boogity. I'm gonna be real.
Oh, I see what you did there.
I know, right?
Wah, wah, wah.
It's like every time I'm on this
So-
podcast, we get a mediocre film. I love it.
You were the one who picked it the only time you've ever been on this podcast.
Oh.
You kind of like made that ratio for yourself. I'm gonna be real.
Ratioed.
Jacob, I got to tell you, Kevin here picked the best movie, that theme. If you
Well,
haven't, you should go see the movie Chef from Jon Favreau.
Oh, I'm well aware of that quintessential film, Chef, directed by Jon Favreau and starring.
Well, why didn't you pick something that glorious?
Okay, well, I'm committing to the bit of Nicolas Cage. Okay,
Here's the thing. Does he
Let me
look
have
like Jon Favreau? That's the problem. No, he looks like
I can
Nicolas
never be
Cage.
Jon Favreau.
Oh, so your pronouns are he because you'll never be him?
I don't know where
Sure.
that was going, but sure.
Yeah, me neither.
Sir, this is a Wendy's,
All right, who's
I know.
excited to see this movie?
bro. I'm hyped. I am hyped.
The worst that can happen is that it's like the worst film we've ever watched, like Absent Minded Professor, but we all have a
Well,
good
wait, that
time
was
and
not.
limited laughs.
That was not the worst film.
Oh.
That was actually, I enjoy it. You know what? I'm going to just say this right now because we released The Absent Minded Professor as of recording. And I really have to give it some credit because I also just went back to rewatch Flubber. And there are aspects of The Absent Minded Professor that I prefer over Flubber. And I actually, prefer the dog rather than the talking robot who for some reason had a love interest towards Robin Williams. The gag with the guy jumping on the forever trampoline in the middle of the neighborhood and all the town coming in to watch. I love that. That was funny. While the original Flubber, and yes, I love me some Robin Williams, it's more for children. While The Absent-Minded Professor was like a comedy for the whole family and even adults. I don't want to say mostly adults, but they're there to laugh too. I'm sorry, this isn't a podcast about The Absent-Minded Professor. We're here to review The Bride of Boogedy, and I'm just wasting and trying to hide from what?
That was a whole month ago, my guy.
What, The Absent-Minded Professor?
Yeah.
Thank you for pointing out my late editing skills.
Oh wait, was it really? I just thought a month
I don't
ago.
know. No, it was this month. It was in this month.
Hey,
Okay,
As of
because I was gonna say,
recording,
dude,
it is
right.
It is September 21st as of recording. Obviously, this has been released in October, but just
Yeah.
giving you the audience the perspective of what I'm talking about here. And we still recorded that last theme throughout all of September.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
All right. Okay. I think I avoided this movie long enough.
You can
Okay.
edit out Boogie, the Boogedy. I'm
The
sorry.
Boogedy. Yeah. All right. So this definitely isn't the choice I would have picked for a Halloween theme, but there's always the next couple ones. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Stick around and we'll come back with our thoughts and reviews of The Bride of Boogedy. Is that what it's called? The Bride? Yeah, The Bride of Boogedy after these messages.
Trick or treat, smell my feet, give me some ink. Achoo!
Whoa, that was a big sneeze. And you left the boogie on the door, Hayden.
Oh, sorry.
It's not your fault, but we can't leave it like this. Or maybe we can. Let's go.
Daddy, why don't we ask Mr. Boogedy to help us clean it up?
Of course, Mr. Boogedy's multi-surface cleaner kills the toughest messes and the biggest of all boogies. Psst, psst. There, all clean.
Thanks, Mr. Boogedy.
Boogedy, 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 boo.
Guess what, everyone? Review-O-Meter is now on Twitter. Follow and receive alerts of when a new podcast episode is released. Participate in future activities such as polls to help us decide which streaming titles to watch in our future episodes. Follow Review-O-Meter at Review-O-Meter. That's Review-O-Meter without hyphens in the username. And we're back from watching The Bride of Boogedy on Disney Plus. Right off the bat, this was not a good movie. I legit don't know what the heck I just saw throughout the movie. I'm trying to piece together what the plot is. It does not help that we have not seen the first film. And obviously, this very much markets as a sequel film, and it bothers me so much. It kind of reminds me of the Halloween sequels where it's like, Michael Myers, I think he's back. I think I heard him outside. Oh no, do you think he's gonna return? Yes, because this villain, Mr. Boogedy.
Don't say his name.
Don't say
Oh
it
my
three
God.
times.
Okay,
Otherwise,
so
I'll be striked.
what this movie's like. It's Beetlejuice. I already said Halloween. And Mr. Boogedy, he has powers that remind me of Sylvie from Loki. Because he's able to, like, transfer into people's heads and possess them. Which I know possessing's not... What?
Let's go with the Exorcist then.
Yeah, well, no,
Mhm.
because The Exorcist is a little different.
It's not a series, but it's definitely, I agree with Kevin.
Yeah, it's not a horror film or anything, and okay, fine. I guess I understand why you said The Exorcist,
Yeah, I
but
mean, it also has like obvious connections, not really connections, but drawing from The Bride of Frankenstein for like 0.25 seconds at the end.
Yeah.
Wow, don't you love
That
the title
was-
of the movie coming the last
No.
5 minutes?
no, no. First,
wanna say-
I want to actually talk about that. Just sorry, Kevin, to interrupt, but
You're good.
the literal title of this film is The Bride of Boogedy. This movie is legit only like an hour and 30 minutes long, and we didn't see this Bride of Boogedy until an hour and 24 minutes in the fucking movie. It hurts so much.
No, I was exactly gonna say the same thing. Because for the past hour, I mean, they mentioned his wife when he was back when he was a pilgrim, but it's just like, oh, now he wants his wife. That looks like the Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah, he zapped the mom of the family, the Davis family, and said, "You're now my bride." And he just makes her look like the Bride of Frankenstein of all people, because why not?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boogity.
Whoa. Don't say it
Kevin,
another time.
please.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh,
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I want to mention that Jacob and I specifically, I don't know if Kevin and Kyra really joined in on this game, but Jacob and I, we made a game of take a drink for every time they say boogedy in this movie, because why not? It's in the title. Yeah. I stopped within 15 minutes because I finished my drink, and if I would have kept going, it would have been damaging, and I would have nothing to talk about.
I just want to say I was gonna compete too. I grabbed a drink and I'm just like, oh okay, let me catch up. And then like maybe 20 more minutes into the movie, they're like boogity boogity boo. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get trashed if this goes on.
Mr. Boogedy's catchphrase is legit. Boogedy, boogedy, boogedy. I can't. I can't.
I think
Like
what
they
was
knew.
the point where the dad gets possessed? That would have done us in. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Originally, I was like, "Oh, take a shot every time you hear boogity," and I was like, "Oh, it won't be that bad." And then they
Oh,
keep going.
it's bad.
Oh,
going.
little did you know.
He smiled at me, real funny like, and said, Boogedy,
Boogedy?
boogedy, boogedy.
Boogedy. Boogedy boo.
Boogedy.
Boogedy?
Boogedy.
Boogedy boo. Boogedy boogedy boo. Boogedy boogedy. Boogedy boogedy boogedy.
Boogedy, boogedy, boogedy. Ha, 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 ha.
Boogedy boogedy boogedy.
It literally because this is a sequel and all the kids and the whole family is just like, Mr. Boogedy won't return. Mr. Boogedy is gone. Mr. Boogedy this. Mr. Boogedy that. Shut up. Shut up. I haven't seen the first film. I really don't know what I'm watching right now. I don't know what the plot is. I don't know what the heck this movie was about.
There was
I
a
have to do
point where
quick
like
synopsis.
there's like a point where like all 5 of them say boogedy, and I'm just like, man, do they know that they're playing a drinking game?
It's like the new back in 1987. It's like we know this movie isn't going to be good. Let's just keep saying this, and hopefully someone will drink along.
Like,
You're legit killing someone. Stop it.
like, have you ever seen How I Met Your Mother, where there's an episode where
Yes.
the college kids turned Robin's show into a drinking game where she goes,
Yeah.
but
Was that the drinking when she says but
yeah,
Okay, yeah, I remember that
yeah.
one.
Oh, that's honestly what this was right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we weren't just as invested in the Boogedy lore because we watched the sequel before the first one, but honestly, very disconnected. I want to say the editing was a bit odd. They're like, "Oh, we got to go to the graveyard," and they just cut going to the graveyard. Like, there's no transition.
Yeah, I apologize to all of our Boogedy fan base listeners. We didn't do you justice with starting with the sequel movie.
All 2 of them, they are just butthurt. Peter, how dare?
They even left it open ending for a third film. What are they thinking? I
Is
don't even
there
know
a
how
third
you got
film?
away with a second film.
I'm wondering, is there a third film? They can't end it
No.
on like,
I look forward to it,
No.
don't worry.
of course. How is there not a Boogedy trilogy? This is they say his name 3 times and he appears.
The Boogedy saga. Yo, this dude looked like Calabar. Like
Yeah.
in Calabar's Revenge. Or even in the first one. Just like, I don't know. He looked like the wrinkly skin. And he flies in the air over a town. Ooh, actually, no, he's Voldemort too. First off, he summons everyone to a graveyard. And that's where he's summoned anyways. So, just like Voldemort, I expected them to kill Cedric Diggory there, kill the spear, and maybe Mr. Davis dies or something. Well, no, he did possess Mrs. Davis into the bride, so the spear.
Oh,
Yeah. I
God.
found interesting after watching it. I realized that Eugene Levy from Schitt's Creek was in this. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Yes, I thought
Yes.
he looked familiar, so I went on Google and was like, Bride of Boogedy cast, and I was like, oh.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! It's
Yeah.
Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I also know him more from Cheaper by the Dozen too. He was the
Yeah.
Obvious.
antagonist, yeah.
Forget this, multi-million-dollar TV show. Cheaper by the Dozen too. That's the
Was this a theatrical release? Or was
I
this a
hope
TV
not.
movie?
I hope it was.
Yeah.
It felt like a decom.
I hope somebody paid their what back in the day was like $2 for a movie. They're $2 to go watch this movie.
Okay, wait.
This is the 80s, first
Yeah,
of
it came
all.
out in '87.
Oh, so 5
And
cents, dude. I don't know
originally-
the prices.
It originally aired as an episode of the Disney Sunday movie. Huh.
Oh, so it's a TV movie.
Huh? A
Darn.
Sunday.
Hey, but it was introduced by Michael Eisner. So,
He was the CEO.
I like how these peers are terrible. By the way, can we talk about how bad they are? because they're like, oh no, Boogedy's not coming back. So what you're telling me is the key glowed green. It's not glowing right now. I'm like, you guys saw a ghost in the first fucking movie.
Yeah. If this was legit a horror film, they would be the
Or-
first to die just for saying that.
Yeah, and like the mom's like, he does weird stuff. He's not floating. Like, bro, again, you guys went through this like one movie ago. Come on, how are you not like? How are you brushing this off? You know it's real.
They're like, oh, he's floating. He does that on a daily basis. Like, man, the most kind of tricks he does is use like little water squirt.
Yeah,
effect.
just
You
like
think he's
little like
capable of-
gags, which is why his store was Gag City. But like
Oh,
once
hey.
he's floating, like that's gonna be a no for me, dog. Like I'm just like that family. Just take the L and leave. Like okay, you know.
I hate how the daughter even like goes to the mom and says, "Dad's acting weird. He's legit floating down the hall like a freaking possessed corpse. What do you expect him to be? Like that's not weird. That's psychotic. That's
Could've just led
concerning.
with that.
That is some
Call the
Satanism
police.
in your house. Get out of this house now."
You could have just led with that.
I just want to be in the middle of the night, open my door, and I see my dad just floating down the hall. I'm like, yo, that's pretty normal. I'm going back to bed.
Oh, he's just in a silly, goofy mood tonight. Let me just
Yeah.
not.
Oh, it's a
Agree with
normal
that.
Tuesday night.
But like his fantasy team isn't doing well, is it? Stress levitating.
Press
Oh
loaded.
no, the Mets aren't doing well. My dad's just
Yeah.
floating.
Oh no. My favorite thing though, when they would say like boogity boogity, all I could think of was rocket power. You know how they're like boogity 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 boogity?
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
That's literally all I thought of, and I was like, no.
Thank you, Kira. Thank you.
Pleasure's mine. Thank you for having me as always.
Peter, you better insert that clip.
Yes, please.
Please.
All right, here you go.
Wow.
It's been forever
inserted.
since I've seen Rocket Power. Oh my god.
Also, I counted that they said boogity 90 times, but they probably said it more, but it was the only way to like keep me in this movie was I had to keep tallies.
No,
gosh.
I'm sorry,
Aw.
but that's way too much to drink to.
We would have got trashed.
Yeah.
You guys would have died. I would have had to resuscitate all three of you, which is fine. You're all great people.
Yeah, I was drinking liquor. I was
Oh,
feeling
Peter,
it.
no.
No, I'm sorry because like I knew I had to stop or else I wouldn't have any memory of what to talk about. And I kind of don't, but I really blame the movie on that because the plot really was everywhere. I had to really quickly research a synopsis of this movie to really understand what happened in the final minutes of the first Mr. Boogedy film and what's happening in this film. And I gathered that, okay, in the first film, he was very obsessed with this cape. He's able to do something, I don't remember exactly, but in this film, he possessed the father to have him search for the cape. Something I actually didn't really catch while watching the film as well. In the first film, the family moved to what's this town's called?
Lucifer Falls.
Thank you. Lucifer
Famous place.
Falls. Gosh, that's a shuffler
What a
of
town.
horror film locations if you can ever pick one. But the family originally moved there to become like entrepreneurs in some sort of new joke shop. And the guy who's running the joke shop in this movie really hates this family because he sees them as a threat to his business. So he planned to scare them early on in the film and pretended to be Mr. Boogedy. That's who we saw in the very beginning in that very similar Exorcist shot with, you know, how in The Exorcist, the main Exorcist character stands in front of the house as he arrives to take care of the whole situation of the little girl. It's kind of like how he stood in front of their house coming into the scene like Mr. Boogedy returned, you know, the camera's trying to trick us. But it's not, it's just this guy trying to scare them. And he succeeds. So the family decides, oh, you know what we need to do? Contact the spirits. Gather in a circle, hold hands, reach to the spirit world, and that's what actually activates Mr. Boogedy. So
I would say that's like
What?
horror movie 101. You don't do that. You don't do the Ouija boards. You don't do the seances.
right? I'm a
Oh,
little
Never
surprised
learned.
they even did that for a Disney movie. This isn't a Disney Channel movie. I feel like this was on ABC or something, wasn't it?
probably.
Well, they did the seance in the Zack and Cody episode.
I wish we could have gotten that. We still could, but Ghosty, if I may call you that. Speak to us. I love that. I hate pizza. That would have been great. I was really hoping for that too.
That was a great episode. So bad. I like how the kids are more mature compared to the adults in this, because like you have Mr. Fuck, what was the guy's name?
Lynch.
Lynch, Mr.
Lynch.
Mr. Lynch. Yeah, he's over here like, oh yeah, you're taking my business. Well, this is a hardware store, my guy. Like,
Right.
well, now it has joke stuff. Now it's a general store. Like, dude, like why are you competing? Just stay in your lane. And then another thing that kind of like threw me for a loop, when they were at the town meeting, and they're like, well, the carnival's always been on your property, Mr. Lynch. Why are you charging us now? It's because he's not the mayor. And then I'm like, they're like, oh, why don't we do it in the town square? I'm like, you guys had a town square this whole time for free, and you haven't been doing it there?
Yeah, they're not the brightest bunch, are they?
Of
Nope.
course not.
Well, even in the very end of the movie, Mr. Davis, after the whole family was able to regain their mother, Mrs. Davis, back from the whole possessive thing of Mr. Boogedy, after Mr. Boogedy like zaps away back into his grave or whatever that was, and Mr. Davis is like, well, I guess that's the last of him we'll see. Is it? Is it? Come on. Don't say that. You don't say that in a horror movie. That was way too sudden, too. You can't just say that just because the dude's gone. Like, he might have been gone, but you don't know what trick he has up his sleeve, so.
You know, I also kind of want to see the first movie because I feel like that's how the dad ended it in the first movie. He was probably like, yeah, that's the last time we'll see of him. And then, you know, jokes on them, they made a sequel.
Which, again, they probably were aiming to make a third film.
They should have just gone
Boogedy
for it.
3. Boogedy Strikes Again.
Do y'all really want to see the first film? I don't.
No.
Not really. I'm good.
No, it was hard to sit
Boogedy.
through this one.
This, personally, we're not in the ranking yet, but this might be the worst thing we've seen.
You're thinking jujitsu is better than
Yes,
Boogedy?
I
don't know.
I'm actually thinking it now because I was able to sit through that and I was able to come up with a review. But right now, I feel like I'm done. I don't really know what else there is to talk about in this
Yeah.
film.
And
You know.
Caesar's not here for his trivia, and Sydney's not here for his annoyance. So
Oh,
I
I
don't know.
still don't know who to pick for that.
I could already. The whole town annoyed me.
the
I can't top one
ensemble,
person.
if you will.
Oh my gosh.
I can't pick one at this point.
I think this movie annoyed me.
Yeah, no, the thing that was making me crack up the most during the movie was whenever Jonathan, the little kid who was dead, would start to speak. Because younger actors, when they have to speak more than 2 lines,
It's kind of hard.
it's hard, and you can tell that they're trying, but at the same time, it's like, do you remember Mr. Boogedy? And I'm just trying not to die from laughter
I'm a 9-year-old kid and I'm trying to sound very cute.
and trying to send out so much of the plot in just a couple of sentences.
That's the one. Take the key and go to the broken statue at the graveyard. The key will open the doorway to the underworld. Its power will take Mr. Boogedy back.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's another thing I didn't know. In the first film, did this little kid, Jonathan, die? Or I think they made a reference saying, oh yeah, he killed a family, a mother and son in the 1800s, and that could be them, but
Probably.
it seemed like the kids knew him. Unless in the first film he was like their spiritual guide to help defeat the villain. I don't know.
Was
I'm very
Jonathan
curious.
Boogiedy's son?
Is
Oh my gosh.
that what? I don't know. Is that what they said?
I don't. I don't remember.
Was the third movie supposed to be Son of Boogedy, and it was going to be the Jonathan taking over?
I don't understand why this film was called The Bride of Boogedy. Again, this
The bride
bride
wasn't
scene
even
was
there.
for like 4 minutes of the film. It should have been called The Revenge of Boogedy. Boogedy returns, something along those lines.
Boogedy, the time for Boogie back. I don't know.
Boogedy H2O. Boogie's resurrection.
Boogedy's Boo Bash. Oh wait, that's a copyright.
Boogedy's not so scary Halloween party.
In the town square.
In the town square at
In the town square.
Lucifer Falls.
Gosh.
Oh man.
You can tell where we're from Orlando, right?
When are we going to have Boogedy as a walk around character at Disney World?
Hey, if you petition hard enough, It'll happen. Disney understands and listens to the Twitter side of things.
I think we should get
Fine.
this petition going.
Yeah, this guy looks really creepy. I don't know if you really want him in the parks.
I mean, I won't be there, but I'll appreciate the tweet.
He looks like Emperor Palpatine, but even
he-
more
is that a-
crispier.
Is that
Sorry?
a Star Wars character?
Yes, it is.
Nice. Is that like the old grandpa looking dude?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. See, I'm learning. I'm learning. I know this is off topic, but I referred to what's his name? Death Maul.
Darth Maul.
Yeah. I called him a red zebra once, but you gotta look at it. You gotta like maybe minus the horns, it's more of a Satan look, but like the red and the black, red zebra.
Yes,
I've also had
I'm all for straying off topic and just talking about Star Wars now.
I've also had an extremely long day.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Thank you.
Mr. Boogedy looks like the prequel to the Pumpkin Lord. Just that face. It looks like Pumpkin.
How?
Listen, man, I'm just reaching for straws over here. All right, just let me have this.
Yeah, this might be our
Boogedy-
shortest.
Boogedy kind of looks like that mask Peter was wearing earlier.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, so everyone who can't see,
Oh my gosh.
I have an old man mask and
Well, I really like to use this voice. You heard this voice in a few of the past commercials of this podcast. My name's Old Man My Gun Nuts, and I like to wear it. Well, I like to talk like this while wearing my mask. I'm old. Forgive me. I don't know what my words are.
Did you just say with that voice, boogedy, 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 boogedy?
yeah, no problem.
Boogedy! Boogedy! Ah.
Please. Please.
Oh, that Mr. Boogedy. He's a fine gentleman, if you ask me. He and I go way back. Back in the 1700s, he and I used to play kickball in the schoolyard.
In the 1700s, they had kickball.
Did they have kickball back then?
I'm sure there was some variation of kickball.
It was before my time, so I mean.
Did they have schoolyards
Jacob-
back then?
Jacob, I too am grabbing at straws here.
Oh, aren't we all?
I don't even know how many minutes we are in right now, but
I don't
I'm
know.
pretty
I feel
close
like
to
it's good
ending
time.
this.
I.
So
That's
bad.
fair.
This
I
will be one
wonder-
short edit.
I wonder
you're
if
lucky.
Eugene
You're lucky,
Levy.
future Peter.
Oh, we're just doing the great for Peter. I'm wondering if Eugene Levy, if I meet him at a convention, if I can get a headshot of him from Boogedy signed, and if he'll know what it is, because this movie is obviously very influential to any.
I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up to like Spooky Empire convention or something. Wow, I just shouted them out. I volunteered there before. I'll shout them out. Yeah, he might show up there, whoever this actor is. Maybe even the costume designer, someone from this franchise.
You know what? I want a picture from this now, and I'm gonna get it signed.
Oh my gosh, I'm looking at the director of the Boogedy series, and his Wikipedia says he is most known for Mr. Boogedy, the award-winning short film. What awards did Mr. Boogedy win?
Wait, what
Hold
part
on.
of that was short?
Yeah.
Participation.
Oh my gosh.
Was this actually a Disney remake style, like big corporate production put from what these maybe college students made as a short film that they really wanted to pick up on? It's possible.
Possible. Okay, so the original Mr. Boogedy came out in 1986. It was a family short film directed by Oz Scott. It was developed originally as a television pilot and aired as an episode, obviously Sunday movie, a sequel.
thing?
Bride of Boogedy. Wow.
Wait, was this
interesting.
supposed to be a show?
I
Was this
guess so.
was this supposed to be like Goofy Adventures of this family in like this terribly named town?
Yeah, it evolved into Don't Look Under the Bed. No, I'm just kidding. I made that up.
Okay, so the original, the OG Mr. Boogedy was the running time was like 45 minutes long compared to this hour
first
and 12
film?
minutes. Yeah, the first film was
On
only
Disney
45
Plus?
minutes.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
And
Oh,
why'd
we
they
got that.
decide to make this longer?
They're like,
What
people
is
want
wrong
more
with
Boogedy.
you? Do
Peter.
they?
Eisner was looking at the numbers himself and he was like, you know what? We need more Boogedy.
I
You gotta
want to
bring it
see
in.
these numbers.
He said those are rookie numbers. We gotta bump that shit up.
We gotta
mean-
pump it up.
Okay, wait, this is 86 when the first movie came out, so Eisner was in his prime.
Oh my
I was gonna
gosh.
say this is the guy that got booted out of his company by the shareholders, so I don't know.
This
But that was in the
movie came out.
2000s.
This movie came out on 4/20
Nice.
in '86. They were smoking something back in the day. I'll say. They're like, you know what, man? We need more boogity. That's
Yeah,
what we
man.
need.
That's exactly what we need.
That's
Boogity, boogity, boogity.
yeah, they're probably all just like in a blunt sesh with all like the executives over at Disney, and they're like, you know what? You know what I say to my kids to scare them? I just say oogity boogity. Write that down. Write that down. That's what they were on with this movie.
They're like, this is my first spitting.
Man, and then in that moment, Tim Burton left the room to go write his own script involving an antagonist called Oogie Boogie,
Oh my gosh.
which he was able to adapt years later into a film.
The Nightmare Before Christmas is a ripoff of Oogity Boogity.
Mr. Boogedy, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Fact
His
check.
first name is Oogbert.
For all of our Mr. Boogedy fan base out there, we apologize once again. We understand that you are strong in this world, and we see you out there in the cons cosplaying strong. We never will define you as weak. We will never insult you with our words. We just want to show our appreciation towards you and your craft that you really much put into this franchise.
And if you're out there cosplaying as the Bride of Boogedy, I will definitely know that you are the Bride of Boogedy and not the Bride of Frankenstein.
Exactly. Just make sure to tag us and follow us on any of our social medias just so we can make sure we're keeping up with all the boogity news and posts.
I hate you all.
And scene.
Wow.
Oh man.
Is
They came a
there-
long way.
Is there anything you guys want to mention in this film? I mean, we can give like a good critic review of it rather than just talking about what we hate. But yeah, go on.
Oh, what we love about it?
The end.
I
Kind of
will-
like high school.
I will say for the time, in '87, the special effects, some of them were cheesy, but some of them were like, oh, they tried with this.
Yeah.
Some of them were cool. Like
I think the first film probably tried harder, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
yeah, I mean, like the scene where Boogedy came to like the whole like fair on Square and was like messing stuff up. I was like, oh, this is cool. Like they had explosions,
Yeah.
stuff, some practical stuff, which like sold
Yeah,
me
this
that
is very 2002 Disney Channel original movie effects. Nice.
exactly.
I
But it was
will say,
87.
I do appreciate the sound effects the dad was making when he was shooting the lightning at stuff. It sounded like the blasters from Star Wars.
I was about to say
Thank you, Kevin, for having me watch this film again to find that specific moment.
You're welcome, buddy. Pew pew.
I will say the best actor was not Eugene Levy. I felt like it was the fortune teller, and
Oh,
like
she was actually good. Yeah.
he was good.
It's also
And
useless though.
the one
Oh,
scene
yeah.
that sold me with it was when Boogedy was like messing stuff up, and then Boogedy rode her motorcycle away, and she was like, "No, my motorcycle." You could just feel the pain in her eyes, just lifeless.
Yeah, I have nothing else to say about this movie. Sorry.
Yeah, same.
Cool.
Yeah.
This is gonna be one short episode. Shall we join? Shall we join? Shall we move on to the scale?
Yes.
Does anybody want to start up some new segments?
You're a co-host and you have nothing yet.
That is true. I have not found my shtick yet. Or maybe since two of the co-hosts aren't here, I'll just take both of their things. Just start.
Well,
Hit the jazz button. All right, time for K trivia. No, I don't actually have any trivia. I'm gonna be real.
I mean, Caesar normally just looks up stuff on IMDb.
I feel like we've already looked up everything we could about this movie on IMDb.
Yeah, but in the trivia section.
Oh, let's see. Bride of Boogedy.
And then he just makes a multiple choice option from that.
Oh, wait, there's 4 trivia questions. Oh, I'm doing
Okay.
this terribly.
And
I'm
now
doing it
it's
really
time for C/K trivia.
Hold on. Oh, okay. So, true or false? Is the festival that is held in this wonderful town a real thing, or based off a real thing, or not?
I'm gonna go with false because
I'll go with
False.
I will say true just to not be on the false bandwagon, but if it is false, then I will be changing my answer.
There you go.
All right,
me,
no
it
takes
feels like-
vaccine.
Big
feels-
noggin, big noggin.
It feels like a question that
Darn.
would be true, so I'm just gonna go with the
Yeah.
obvious false.
That's
So
valid.
it is true.
Okay.
This festival, it's supposed to be called Lucy Fest, whatever the hell that is.
Lucifer Fest?
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
That's what
Anyways.
I heard.
Yeah, these are really hard to turn into like trivia questions. Like, this is Leonard Try's final movie. He died a year later. Wow, that got dark.
Oh, that's
False.
that was a terrible trivia question.
I know, it's pretty bad. All right, that's it for K trivia.
Hey!
Let's come back
Woo!
All right.
Wait, are we really gonna be calling these like at first initial trivia? I thought C stood for cinema.
Oh, sorry. Cinema with the silent K at the front. Uh,
There you go.
such a bad movie.
It is. Is it scale time?
Yeah, I'm giving
Yeah.
up on that bit.
We kind of already said the chosen annoyance was
Everyone.
You said everyone. I said the movie. Jacob, I don't think you said anything. Do you have a specific annoying character in this film? It's bad to do this without Sydney and Caesar, but why not? We're stealing her bit.
Man,
I'm stealing their bit. So
hey, everything's fine. I mean, honestly, I think like if we're talking most main character, it was the guy who in the general shop. He was like, "Oh, it's all my fault." Oh,
Oh,
I screwed this up.
Lynch.
Lynch. Sorry, to be honest, I did not care to like remember any of these characters' names because
I don't know why
Me
I remember
either.
these names.
I'm not gonna
This is
remember
like the
this movie
first
next
film
week.
where I'm like,
I'm proud of you, Kira. That's a good quality to have,
thank
Exactly.
you, thank you, thank you.
especially in films like these where I'm like almost half paying attention.
oh, you were half. I was full on, just like.
I like glanced up at the screen and then I was like, "Oh, who's Snapchatting me?" No.
Yeah.
Like I watched, that character. I was like, "Shut the fuck up, please."
But he started it all too. We wouldn't have a sequel if it
It all
weren't for him
No,
goofing things up.
just in a silly, goofy mood.
Oh, we could have got the third part instead of 1:30. We could have got a whole 2 hours.
No.
Please.
Endgame with 3 hours.
Gotta bump those numbers up.
This is the BCU, the Boogedy Cinematic Universe. We are patiently awaiting for the third movie.
He's actually in every movie if you look close enough. Anyways,
Anyways,
I think it's time for that miraculous moment of the night where we move on to the scale where we rank our favorites. Well, this is actually the first movie of the Halloween on Disney Plus theme, so we can't do that. So we're gonna go back to the traditional first movie of the theme, 1 through 10 ranking. So, Kevin, from a scale of 1 through 10, how would you give this movie, The Bride of Boogedy?
Is 10 the highest?
Yes,
What would 5 be?
I mean halfway.
All right, this gets to like a solid 2. I'm gonna give it more credit. Nah, I'm just gonna give it a 2. Nothing more.
How about you?
Me or Jacob?
yeah, you
I
could
said
have.
you, Kira.
Okay. Probably a 2. I'm gonna stick with Kevin on this one. It was a cheesy 80s movie, but I could not hold my attention to save my life. And I have a decent attention span, so that's,
You remember their names, so I believe that.
yeah. Thank you.
Jacob.
Oh man, I'm gonna be an outlier. I will have to give this movie a 2.5 stars out of 10.
Ooh, why the
The-
half?
Okay, well, the extra half comes from the practical and special effects from this. I felt that they at least tried a little bit, and that's what mattered. Even though most of it felt like someone just drunkenly wrote this at a bar and was like, you know what, I can sell this. And
I
then
mean-
they did.
I mean, Jujitsu did the same thing. So.
Okay, well, we don't. Don't diss my man, Nicolas Cage.
Gonna
But yeah,
pretend you
2.5.
didn't just say that.
Yeah, we're not. 2.5 out of 10. And I stand.
2.5 out of men? 2.5 men?
Hey.
I don't know why I said that.
Hey.
I'm
That was
sorry.
good
I'm,
though. That was good though. That was good.
That's good.
I'm currently finishing up on editing Three Musketeers, so I have Charlie Sheen on my mind. I think it's my turn now. So, before I give it the rating, I think, like as you said, Jacob, this feels like there was probably some effort, especially maybe in the first film, considering this is a a sequel that maybe Disney pushed the creators to make something fast because maybe the TV movie really did well for their standards of what they expected a TV movie to make. So there's a good possibility that this could have been like a young creator who probably made some sort of short story or a really short sketch with his college buddies, some sort of short project, and Disney picked it up, and it's a big deal. It really is. And you make it feels like you make it so far when you get there. So it'd be really rude to give this a 1, and I really don't appreciate this movie. I'm sorry for those creators, but this movie's not good. Like I said, I was zoning out left and right, and I had to actually look up immediately after watching the film. I had to look up exactly what the plot of this movie was because it was so messy. It was not structured right. It was definitely not saved by the characters because they were also static and given no life, given no fun script, no fun dialogue. I actually, before even all of you said this, I also agreed that this is a 2 because I don't want to give it the 1. Just like to quote The Fault in Our Stars, there could be worse, so I'm saving my 1 for the amount of pain I can suffer while watching a film.
I can respect that.
Mad respect.
Yeah.
Yes.
But again, this was very painful, and I'm worried to see what that 1 will end up being.
I just want to say my boy Mako from The Legend of Korra was in here. He was one of the
Wait.
kids.
Really?
Yeah, he was one of the kids. He was one of the little boys. Yeah.
Which one?
I don't know. They both. I think I'm gonna remember their names.
Okay, fair. Boy 1 or boy 2?
I think 2. Let's go with 2.
Oh my god, that's actually a little fun fact right there. Why didn't you make that your trivia?
I just remembered it.
Wow.
Wow. If it's ever
The highlight.
if it's any saving grace, just know that the director of Bride of Boogedy went on to direct the critically acclaimed 2003 film, a Disney Channel original movie, The Cheetah Girl. So don't worry.
Okay, I'll prefer that.
Okay, so it does
I'm
get
more
better.
I'm more of a Cheetah Girls 2 person.
Oh.
Cheetah Girls 1's good, but Cheetah Girls 2 is where. But that was directed by Kenny Ortega. So
See, I like Cheetah Girls 3, where they went to India. So
yeah.
threw a little spice of culture there.
I don't think I've seen that one in full.
Me neither.
Why are you saying it's your favorite? I get it.
Speaks
Okay.
wonders.
You're just like, oh, I appreciate where they filmed. It's not something I'm gonna see, but I very much appreciate what they've done.
I honestly don't remember the first one.
We could end up reviewing it.
Oh,
It's
no.
not bad. It's not bad. It's not great. It's not
Hey.
terrific, but it's not
Hey
bad.
man, remember it's a TV movie that actually got a 3rd part,
This one had 2.
but not 3.
Yeah, just
Not yet.
Not yet.
Hey, 80s culture is like making a comeback, so soon they're gonna think, what's another 80s film that we didn't like revamp on? Boom, The Bride of Boogedy.
Listen,
Mr.
I will.
Boogedy.
if we can
even
get a
though, like-
sequel to Full House
Oh,
with Fuller House, Bride of Boogedy has a chance.
Boogie House,
I don't even know.
Boogiest, more Boogedy. 3
That was
times.
good. That one I liked. That one I liked, Kevin.
Does
Boogie-
Mr.
Boogedy.
Boogedy like to boogie?
I don't know. He was a pilgrim.
Oh wait, really?
Also, I forgot about that fact. He was a pilgrim, and they lived in his house.
I don't remember that. Shows which movie I've seen.
The sequel to Bride of Boogedy just going to be Boogedy to the 3rd power. And by that,
Boogedy cubed.
Boogedy cubed.
Hey.
I'm sorry, we're really kind of pushing this timestamp right now. We
Yeah.
really could end this podcast right now. So that's what I'm going to do. Of course, we're continuing on with the rest of our Halloween special. So this has been a great recording, even though we just seen a terrible film, and I'm sorry about that. Hopefully you guys got some sort of entertainment out of it. Hopefully our listeners got some entertainment out of our misery. It's come to that time of the night where I ask you all, is there anything you want to plug? Jacob.
I got nothing. As a wise one once said, have a good night. Be safe. And I stand by that.
Very good. It was great having you on the show again. Kevin.
No, nothing this time. Unless you want me to do the co-host job.
Oh.
Of,
Ooh. Okay,
see-
wait. We'll jump back to you. We'll jump back to you.
yeah,
Kyra.
send me the list of what Caesar says.
I have no list. Kyra.
I do not have anything to plug this week, but as always, it is an honor and a joy and a pleasure to be a part of Review-O-Meter. So thank you for letting me be a part of this journey.
And thank you for being here once again. We appreciate having you all. Kevin, can you tell everyone where they can listen to this podcast?
Yes, you can listen to this podcast on Spotify at Review-O-Meter. You can listen to this on Apple Music or Apple Podcasts. You can listen to this on iHeartRadio. Is it
Nope.
iHeartRadio? Nope.
Nope.
You can listen to this on Peter's YouTube channel, PJM Entertainment.
Yep.
And is there one more?
Is this
Google
on?
Podcast.
Spotify. Oh, and Google.
Spotify. I already did Spotify. Google.
Oh, sorry,
Google
Google, yeah.
Podcast. Yeah, Google Podcast. It's gonna be Review-O-Meter. Hit us up on Twitter, which is at Review-O-Meter
Without the hyphens.
without the hyphens. And as again for my official outro, always an honor to be here. Like, subscribe, tell your friends and family.
That was really good. Oh my
I-
god.
I-
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
that's
struggled
great.
through that a little bit, but I finished strong there.
Yeah, boy! I'm so proud of you, buddy. That was good. That was good.
Amazing. 10 out of 10.
And of course, you can continue watching this film as we review the next few Disney Channel, that's not the right theme. Disney's Halloween, Halloween specials on Disney Plus. Yeah, I'm good at this. Hopefully next time we'll watch something better. If not, it would be the first Mr. Boogedy film. But there's only one way to tell. To stick around for the next one here at Review-O-Meter!